Just imagine, what if the conspiracy theories were correct? You may not believe it, but maybe you have a slight doubt that some of them were true. Tell me, everything that you see on the media is true? For example, could it be that you don't know everything about the new mRNA shot, also known as experimental gene therapy? Look, there are many things that we were taught in schools and universities, so we have no reason to think that we are not being told the truth, especially when it comes to our health, right? Do you think doctors don't tell you the truth about illnesses and diseases? That will be a breakdown in the trust the public has given to doctors, right? There are 6 basic elements that are responsible for our health. There are the quality of the air we breathe, the purity of water we drink, the wholesome food we eat, the body exercise we do, and the strength of the bowels, kidneys, and lungs to remove the waste from the body. There is also importance in the dialogue we have with ourselves. Though the air we breathe contains enough oxygen to allow us to continue living, the indoor air we breathe is deficient in 2 very essential components for our health, and we do not even know it. Look around and see how many children and adults suffer from respiratory diseases and allergies as a direct result of the polluted air they breathe. And what about the pure water we are supposed to drink? Go to the grocery store and see the variety of liquids offered to drink. That's not water. These are chemical blends that are designed to make you addicted to the taste and flavor of your choice. Eventually, those chemicals are filtered by the liver and kidneys, and in the long run, they cause diseases in those organs. Do you know how many times the Ministry of Health has changed the food pyramid in the last 70 years? Many times. The establishment is not yet closed on the ideal diet for us. And over the past 70 years, our spending on health has only increased. Have you noticed how the number of diseases in the gastrointestinal tract increases as a direct result of the food we eat? Look, about 150 years ago, the water closet was invented, which became the modern toilet. But this is not how nature created us to defecate. Have you noticed how a toddler who has started walking does defecation? It is simply a natural instinct to squat rather than sit down. Did you know that most diseases of the gastrointestinal tract and colon in particular were created directly or indirectly due to the accompanying effort to defecate while sitting on the toilet? There are many alternative therapists who claim that chronic constipation is the root cause of many diseases. That's a direct result of the accumulation of toxic waste in the bowels. After the World War II, we began to adopt a sedentary lifestyle. The time that people spend exercising is declining. It directly causes muscle degeneration, shallow breathing, and diseases. Not only that, but science has also found that negative thoughts patterns shorten our lives. Anger, resentment, hatred, and jealousy are some of the patterns of negative thoughts. Do you think that it has to do with education that children received in schools and the time they spend in social media? We are taught that life expectancy has increased because of medications and vaccines, right? But the pages of history are full with people who lived to the age of 70, 80, and even more. So how is it that we are told that 100 years ago people lived to the age of 50? Because the calculation is statistics for the entire population from birth to death. And 100 years ago, people died because their living environment was polluted and pathogenic bacteria were everywhere. Back then, there were no sewer pipes and water was pumped from wells without filtration and purification systems. Then there was no electricity and cooling systems, so food will spoil quicker. Back then, there was no knowledge of hygiene, and many babies died after birth due to infections in the hospitals. Then there were also more wars and more epidemics and less advanced healing methods and life-saving surgeries. But that was then. And today, can you really trust the healthcare system without any shadow of a doubt? You see, 25 years ago, I doubted the medication the cardiologist had offered me. Today, at age of 58, I'm demonstrating excellent health without hard medication. How that can be? Because 25 years ago, I asked my cardiologist, why do I have high blood pressure and angina pectoris? You see, when there are symptoms and the doctor diagnoses a disease, the patients usually ask the doctor, what would you give me for the disease? There are even people who are going to get another opinion for their illness. But who asks the doctor what causes the disease? After all, he did not learn or know how to cure chronic diseases because he was taught to associate a symptom with the disease and give for it a chemical-based medication. Though the medicine eliminates the symptoms, however, it establishes the disease forever. Look, you can go on living without changing anything and believe everything the doctor says. But it is simply impossible to continue the same lifestyle, take medications and supplements, and expect to be healthier. You also know that knowledge gives strength and confidence, and you have the right to learn something that can help you and your family to be healthier. I think you owe it to them and to yourself. So come and join me in the chapter on the first element, the air we breathe, and I will see you there. Goodbye.